All right, let's dive into something that honestly sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, but it's actually rooted in some pretty incredible, well established biology. We're talking about red light therapy, and we're going to break down how specific kinds of light can, and I mean this literally, recharge your body's batteries. So, first, let me ask you a question. What do you think your body really runs on? At the most basic level. Most of us would probably jump to food, right? Calories. And you're not wrong, but that's only about half of the picture. Because it turns out our bodies run on the energy we get from food and from light. Yes, light. It's not just for seeing, it's a fundamental nutrient that our cells are designed to use. And it's a nutrient that, frankly, most of us have forgotten about. To really get why this matters so much, we need to zoom way in, deep inside our own bodies. We're going to look at the trillions of tiny power plants that keep us going and at a quiet little energy crisis that might be happening inside you right now. Okay, so let's talk about a molecule called ATP. You can think of it as the actual energy cache your body spends on, well, everything. Thinking, blinking, healing, moving, it's all powered by ATP. And it's made by your mitochondria. These are the little power plants inside your cells, just churning out energy from the food you eat 24/7. But, and this is a big but, there's a problem. Modern life, with all its stress, with the inflammation it can cause, and just with the normal process of aging, all of this causes those little power plants to get gummed up. They become inefficient, and we start to feel it as fatigue, brain fog, and slower recovery. Our bodies are basically trying to run on a low battery. Now, this isn't some new age problem, but our understanding of the solution is ancient. It's just been forgotten. For literally thousands of years, humans knew that light itself was medicine. Let's just take a quick trip back in time. I mean, just look at this. Ancient cultures from Egypt to India to China all knew the sun was a healer. They had names for it, like heliotherapy. Doctors would actually prescribe sunshine. And this isn't just ancient history. As recently as the early 1900s, sun therapy was a standard medical treatment for major diseases like tuberculosis. And today, the contrast is just, wow. We spend over 90% of our lives indoors, basically starving ourselves of this vital nutrient they evolved to expect. So, how do we fix this deficit without having to live outdoors 24/7? Well, that is where the incredible science of photobiomodulation comes in. Now, I know, it's a mouthful of a word, but the actual process, it's beautiful and it's simple. It's all about using very specific, very safe wavelengths of light to kickstart our cells back into gear. It all happens in 4 simple steps. First, when a cell gets stressed, a molecule called nitric oxide basically acts like a bully. It clogs up a key spot in the mitochondrial assembly line, stopping energy production cold. Think of it like a traffic jam. Then, step 2, specific red and near-infrared light waves come along. They penetrate right into the cell. Step 3, and this is the magic trick. The light gives that nitric oxide bully just enough of a kick to let go and float away, clearing the traffic jam. And finally, step 4, with the path clear, the assembly line restarts, and your mitochondria can start pumping out that vital ATP energy again, sometimes up to 150% more efficiently.
And the really cool part is that this one little action, unblocking that pathway, triggers this whole cascade of amazing downstream effects. It's not just about more energy. We're talking less cellular damage, better blood flow, your skin starts making more collagen, your body's own stem cells get a wake-up call, and inflammation starts to calm down. It's a domino effect of good stuff, all starting with a little bit of light.
Okay, so the science is fascinating, but what does this actually do for you in the real world? Let's take a quick run through of what the research is showing, and it's pretty impressive. The area with maybe the most research is skin health. Red light has been shown again and again to fire up the cells that create collagen and elastin. The stuff that keeps your skin firm and bouncy. It's basically helping your skin rebuild and rejuvenate itself from the inside out. And we're not talking about some tiny, can barely see it improvement. Studies consistently show a 25 to 50% reduction in fine lines and wrinkles after about 12 weeks of consistent use. That's a huge, visible sign of what's happening at the cellular level. And this healing power goes way deeper than just the skin. For things like joint pain, back pain, even tendon injuries, red and near-infrared light get to the root of the problem. They help calm the inflammation and give the damaged tissues the extra energy they need to repair themselves instead of just masking the pain. Now, this, to me, is where it gets really groundbreaking. Research into brain health. It turns out that near infrared light can actually pass through your skull to reach your brain cells, giving their mitochondria that same energy boost. And the early results for improving mood, focus, and memory are just incredibly promising. And if you're an athlete or really just anyone who works out, this is a total game changer. Using light therapy before a workout can help your muscles last longer, and using it after can dramatically speed up your recovery and reduce soreness. It's not a shortcut, it's just making your body's own repair systems work way better. So, the research is definitely compelling, but how do you actually use this? How does it work in practice? Let's lay out a simple blueprint for making light therapy work for you at home. Okay, first thing to know is that there are two main types of light we're talking about. You've got red light, which is the one you can see. It's fantastic for surface level stuff like skin, hair, and wound healing. Then you have near infrared or NIR, which is invisible to our eyes. This is the one that penetrates much, much deeper. We're talking inches to get to muscles, joints, and even into the brain. A lot of the best devices use a combination of both. And the great news is the actual protocols are super simple. Whether you're targeting your skin, trying to knock out some pain, or just aiming for overall wellness, you're usually looking at a session of about 10 to 20 minutes. It's really easy to build into your daily routine. But listen, if you take away one thing from this whole section, make it this. The real key to getting results isn't about blasting yourself with a super intense light for an hour. It's all about consistency. Seriously, think of it just like exercise for your cells. A little bit, done regularly, is what creates real change. So, as we start to wrap this up, I want you to think bigger for a second. This is more than just a cool new health gadget. This is about reconnecting with a fundamental biological need that we've accidentally engineered out of our modern lives. And it's really important to see this for what it is. It's not a magic pill, it's a powerful tool, for sure, but it works best when it's part of a healthy ecosystem. It gives your cells the energy to do their jobs, but you still have to give them the right building blocks with good food, good sleep, and good movement. I just love this quote because it sums everything up so perfectly. For thousands of years, we knew that the sun was healing. We could see it. But now, with the science of photobiomodulation, we finally understand why. We've connected that ancient wisdom to modern biology. So I'll just leave you with this one final thought. Our bodies were built to run on food and on light. And for the last 100 years or so, we've been living in the dark. So the real question is, are your cells ready for the light?